Welcome back to the channel. Before we jump into the update news, I want to let everyone know I did a fun Ether Raids collab with Promise from Promisemeonething's channel. It was a ton of fun to play AR with another person, so definitely check out that video. The link will be in the description. Also make sure to check out her other content. She does Ether Raids content as well as banner reactions, and they're always awesome. Okay, time to jump into the update. Oh man, it's finally here. We're finally getting the Legendary Hector refine. That is the number one thing I'm concerned with. Everything else is secondary. I know everybody's excited about the remixes, but for me, Legendary Hector is like the OG Legendary, other than Ike, that I invested in, and I just absolutely love Hector, so hopefully he gets a really good refine. But before we get into that, let's jump into some of the remixes and look those over. So first of all, we have Marth. Marth already was a pretty decent sword unit, not so much in the current meta, but the fact that Binding Shield just allowed him to hard counter dragons often gave him like a niche or a use in AA, which is always nice. But now they've just went full out with Marth. They gave him Shining Emblem from Brave Marth, which is kind of insane to me because that was kind of his unique PRF, right? That the Brave unit gets. So it feels kind of like almost like he robbed himself. It's a bit weird. And then they also upgraded Binding Shield 2 as well, which is what I expected. I expected them to upgrade Binding Shield, but then leave Fire Emblem the same. And so this is really good in some ways, and then there's a little bit of bad in it as well. So if you are a hardcore Marth fan, this is all good for you, to be honest, because he just got a giant upgrade. Shining Emblem is going to allow him to get those buffs from himself. Because he has bonus doubler in his weapon, he's going to make full use of them. This is just a straight upgrade over Fire Emblem, which is kind of sad because I like the idea of having Fire Emblem as a special on Marth. And now that it's just had its name completely changed, it's a little bit sad, but overall it's a good thing. And then also Binding Shield 2 is just absolutely bonkers insane. I can't believe they actually gave this out. So Binding Shield 2 now is if unit speed is greater than foe speed plus 5, or if unit is in combat against a dragon foe, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack and foe cannot counterattack or make a follow-up attack. This is so like insanely bonkers. Essentially this is going to give him like a fire sweep effect if his speed is high enough against pretty much everyone, which is very, very strong. But it also gives him a guaranteed follow-up attack. And because the condition is speed plus 5 or higher, if they have some kind of follow-up denial built into their weapon, the guaranteed follow-up attack will actually go through, which is very good. It's a very strong B skill now, and now it's not just the niche dragon slaying skill, it's just a generally strong skill. The bad side of this remix is if you have been sitting on manuals of Marth hoping to get some good fodder. There's no fodder really here to give to any other units, which is unfortunate. Attack speed bond isn't really great, so I feel bad for anyone who's been holding onto those manuals. But overall, as a unit, this is a giant upgrade for Marth. Next, let's move on to Tiki. And Tiki is an interesting unit. She was really strong when she came out, and then she fell off pretty fast. But now I think with this remix, it might be what she needs to come back into the meta. It will really depend on her weapon, to be honest. So first of all, she's getting Slick Fighter 3, which is amazing fodder. And I happen to have a Tiki manual, so Tiki might not live through this, as Slick Fighter is just such good fodder to put on so many units. I recently put it on Black Knight from Degnicia, and it might be going on to Legendary Hector, depending on his refine. And then we have it with everyone too, and this skill is actually pretty insane. Now, I put a little asterisk next to that when I say that because it depends on Tiki herself how good it is. The skill itself gives defense and res plus 6 to all units within 2 spaces for 1 turn. So essentially it's similar to Ostia's Pulse, how it works. It will give a visible buff to defense and resistance. But the insane part is it comes with a savior skill built in. So it comes with far save, and instead of just giving plus 4 to 2 stats, like attack and resistance I think is the most common version, now it has attack speed, defense, and resistance. So it's essentially an omni save skill. Now the reason why I was saying the skill is only good if Tiki is good is because of her stat line, right? So if you have a very invested Tiki, you can probably use this and it'll probably be fine. But for like a base Tiki, she has 37 defense and 29 resistance. And so with the buffs, she's looking at like 43 defense and 35 resistance, which is decent. But as a far save unit, I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to really do much, because she is an Earth season and there are things like Claude in that season, and Claude's going to do a number on her, and she's going to struggle to like really kill him because of the damage reduction if he initiates. So I'm not too sure how I feel about that quite yet. She does have a workable speed stat of 35, so she might be able to like stack enough speed where she doesn't get doubled, and then she can probably be okay. It really just depends on her weapon and what she gets. She does need some like help for sure. Slick Fighter is going to help with getting rid of the penalty negation, but she still has that giant armor and dragon weakness. So we're going to have to see what she can do with that weapon, because if not, Julia and Claude are going to probably just clobber her, and you're probably not going to want her to be far saving, to be honest. So it's a matter of time to see how good Tiki comes out. She does have some advantages though. As a dragon, she does not get affected by wind sweep, which has become such a problematic skill in a lot of arena. If you're at really high ranks, you'll run into it quite often, like by duo Byleth and even legendary Byleth and stuff like that. A lot of units just run wind sweep now. It's super frustrating to deal with and annoying. So she will deal with that to an extent. It's just that we need to get her stats high enough where she can actually survive and hopefully kill on the retaliation, but we'll have to wait and see for that one. So these remixes are actually pretty insane, and to be honest, it makes me very, what's the right word? Annoyed? Jealous? That Legendary Ike and Fjorm got done so dirty, because both of them got such small upgrades to their specials, and everybody else is getting like a full kit upgrade, like a really powerful kit upgrade. Essentially, Ike just got like small improvement to his C skill, and then his special got some cooldown reduction on 1 turn. So like you can't even like rely on that. Like you have to use special spiral to really take advantage of it. It's very frustrating, because I feel like if he wasn't free to play and if Fjorm wasn't free to play, that they both would have got better upgrades. And I could definitely see them doing that. Like I'm not sure why they didn't, to be honest, because even if they are free to play, it's not like they're going to dominate anything. It's very frustrating as a massive Ike fan. I wish they would have put just special spiral right into Radiant Ether 2, and I think that would have been enough to make him like really unique and cool, and would open up his B slots up for some awesome stuff. Maybe the same for Fjorm. I'm not sure what to do with her, to be honest. Okay, let's go to the next part of the update. So we have like a nice little quality of life for max level skills. If you haven't learned them yet, not a big deal. More memento events. I know some people love the memento events. I couldn't care less, to be honest. And then we have the new divine codes, and these divine codes are pretty awesome, to be fair. So we have Drift Corrin, and she's pretty much just gonna be rally fodder. So it's pretty nice to have just a dual rally, help you with your arena scoring, put on some stuff. But the real amazing fodder is gonna be Percival here. Percival has attack and speed lull, and that's just really premium fodder they're giving us for free. I'm kind of surprised they would give us that for free. I'm not sure why. I mean, they are kind of old, I guess. It's been more than 2 years. Wow. But even so, they're still ultra powerful skills. So I'm hoping that this is a precedent and we'll be getting other lulls like attack and defense and speed and defense, because I could definitely use those. And then we also have Zealot over here as our 4-star for our Grail unit. And he has a nice Love Candelabra, which is pretty good for like axes that want to support. So not bad at all. And then we have our Weapon Refines. Tiki and Marth are very lucky. They get the refine the same month they get their remix, which also jealous about because I've had to wait for Hector for so long. But that's pretty cool for those fans. We have Kaze. I'm not sure what they're going to do with Kaze. His stat line isn't exceptionally good, so I'll be interested to see what they do with him. We have Legendary Hector. Oh, I have all the hopes and dreams that they give him a good refine, but I'm also horrified that they might not. They need to do certain things, right? They need to make sure that he doesn't have that stupid effect where he has to be within like two allies or more allies than enemies to deny doubles. They need to get rid of that. He should just have that built in. He needs stats, obviously. And then he needs some kind of other unique ability or negations. So I would love armor weakness negation, and I would love penalty negation. So if we do that, then I don't have to put Slick Fighter 3 on him. And then it would also make it so that he could fight Crom, which would be amazing for arena. Though typically, to be fair, I use water teams on water season if it's water and fire. But it just feels bad to use Hector into Crom and Hector just gets annihilated. It feels so terrible. So that would be awesome. And if they want to, I'm just saying, they could just take Maltet and they could just copy and paste it to Thunder Armats. And I wouldn't complain. I'd be happy. I'd love to see another coming of Hector, but now greened with this Thunder Armats and his better art, in my opinion. I'd be ecstatic. Next, we have the Fruit of Idun on Tana. And so that's like a guidance weapon, I think it is, or some kind of teleportation weapon. So they might do some unique stuff with that. I could see them like having maybe a farther range guidance, maybe like a 3 range guidance could be really insane. You could do some cool plays with that. I'm not sure what else they would do. Cliff's weapon sucks. Sagittae is just so bad. It's like you have to have lower attack to get more stats. It's trash. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. Hopefully they just rebuild the whole weapon. Hell, Bindy's kind of in the same corner. He has like a Omni Wave or something. It's not good at all. They have to completely rebuild his weapon. Then we have Linus, and I did not expect to see him here. He has now slowed down everybody else's refines, which makes me a little bit salty because that means we're that much farther away from like Nysala and Aversa and stuff. But at the same time, like, he does deserve a nicer weapon. I think the thing that makes me most annoyed though is that Raven will not be getting this upgrade. If Raven got this upgrade, I would be ecstatic. I would be so happy that he could finally get more relevant. He's still pretty good actually, just with life and death built onto his weapon. But if he could get a better weapon, I would fully invest into him even more. He's already plus 10 and he has like green dual infantry and stuff like that. But I would love to put like Frenzy on him and just have him like go and destroy people. But unfortunately, Linus is keeping this weapon for himself, so that's not going to happen. Other than that, the refine was pretty tame. We got some upgrades to Healing Tower, which is horrible timing for me because I'm trying to upgrade Catapult, so I'm not going to be able to upgrade this Healing Tower for now. And then some more songs and some more heroes add to the Heroic Grail pool, so not too much to see there. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe, but more importantly, drop a comment telling me what you're excited about. The beginning of the month is pretty much the best time for Fire Emblem Heroes. You get all the announcements for their weapon refines, and now every other month we get remixes. So it's just almost like Christmas every month, and especially when you get a unit that you really like love. So for me, it's Legendary Hector, but I would love to hear what you guys are excited about, what unit you're really expected to have a good refined. I guess we'll have to wait and see who comes out the victor of this refined batch. I'm hoping it's Hector. I'm going to be real salty if Tiki and Marth do better than Hector. Just saying. They deserve it too, but Legendary Hector's my boy. So, okay, I'll catch everybody tomorrow for more Ether Raids. See you then. Bye.